Scientists in Spain say they have confirmed that Christopher Columbus's remains are buried in Seville Cathedral and that the 15th century explorer was of Jewish descent and originally from Spain, not Italy.
스페인 과학자들이 탐험가 크리스토퍼 콜럼버스의 유해가 세비야 대성당에 안치됐으며 그가 원래 이탈리아가 아닌 스페인 출신의 유대인 혈통이라는 사실을 확인했다고 밝혔습니다. Tell us more.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep stumbling over cathedral and Sevilla because I'm used to saying Sevilla as well, but it's pronounced Seville or Sevilla.
Yeah.
So there's been the centuries-old mystery over where does Christopher Columbus exactly come from?
And also, where does his remains lie?
Yeah. Well, I remember visiting this exact cathedral years ago when I visited Spain, and there's his I guess you could call it like a mausoleum, but it's there. It's right in front of you, and they say Christopher Columbus's remains lie here.
And it was debated.
Yeah,
some people said, I don't think it's his.
Of course, not knowing so much about history, I thought, that's where Christopher Columbus was buried. So I thought he was in Spain all this time. But anyway, so they've been, questioning where he was from. Some people said he was from Italy. Right. Some people said he was from Spain. Some people said he was from Greece or Portugal. So there were lots of different theories and ideas, but they finally ran some DNA tests and they have found out that he was Jewish and he was from Spain. So this research was led by a forensic expert named Miguel Lorente, and he tested tiny samples of remains that were buried at Seville Cathedral. And, authorities have long said that was the last resting place of Columbus, but as we've mentioned, there have been many, many rival claims. So they said that they've compared these tiny samples with those of known relatives and descendants, and that it was the final line. He's a Spanish Jew.
Right. Interesting.
And this was all revealed on over the weekend to mark Spain's National Day and also to commemorate Columbus's arrival in the New World.
Yeah.
And as you've mentioned, so lots of different countries have argued over the origins and the final resting place of Christopher Columbus. And they say he died at 55 in the city, in a Spanish city, but he wanted to be buried in Hispaniola, which is now modern-day Dominican Republic of Haiti, that area. So his remains were taken there apparently back in 1542, and then they were moved to Cuba in the 1700s, and then they thought that it was moved back to Spain, to Seville in the 1800s. But they said that both, so they say that it might have been split up. So both of the remains, there could be some of his remains left in the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and of course his remains in Seville. Those were what was used to be tested with.
Yeah, I think some articles did say the remains in the Seville Cathedral, they're incomplete remains.
Yeah. But
nonetheless, they are his. 네, 크리스토퍼 콜럼버스가 이제 스페인의 한 도시 바야돌리드에서 1506년에 사망했습니다. 그런데 이제 사망하기 전에 나의 유해는 히스파니올라에 묻혔으면 좋겠다라고 얘기를 했대요. 근데 그게 이제 오늘날로 치자면은 아이티 그리고 도미니카 공화국 쪽입니다. 실제로 이제 유해가 많이 옮겨 다녔었다라는 거를 이제 역사적으로 알 수 있는데 1500년대는 이제 처음에 그쪽 히스파니올라 쪽으로 유해를 옮겼다가 그다음에 이제 1700년대 후반에는 쿠바로 또 옮겨졌고 마지막으로 1800년대 후반에 가서는 지금 얘기하는 세비르 쪽으로 다시 유해가 옮겨진 것으로 보여지는데 이게 어쩌면은 부분적으로만 옮겼을 수도 있다고 해요.
Like a bone or
그렇죠. 네, 그래서 유해가 다 옮겨진 것은 아닐 수 있으나 어쨌든 지금 세비르 성당에 있는 대성당에 있는 이 유해가 크리스토퍼 콜럼버스 것이 맞느냐 아니냐에 대한 논란이 계속 이어져 왔는데 이번에 과학자들이 맞다 이렇게 얘기를 했고요. 그 다음에는 이제 어느 나라 사람이었느냐 그동안에 뭐 바스크 사람이다, 카탈란 사람이다, 뭐 그리스 사람이다, 포르투갈 사람이다, 굉장히 얘기가 많았어요. 네, 이번에 DNA를 통해서 밝힌 바에 의하면 Jewish, 유대인 혈통이었고 Spanish, 스페인 출신 스페인 사람이었다.
Yep.
이렇게 밝혀졌답니다. Alright, so what's remains? What's that word?
Yeah, so remains. So, I mean, remains. We use this a lot when something is left there.
Yeah.
We say, "Oh, that there it remains there." But here, it's used in a little bit of a different context. So, a person's body after death is called the remains.
Exactly, and it's used in the plural form, and it's also a noun. 명사 형태고요. s가 붙어 있는 복수 형태인데 유해라는 뜻입니다. 그냥 remain 이렇게 말하지 않고 remains 라고 해서 사람, 동물의 유해를 그렇게 표현합니다. 동사랑 헷갈리시면 안 되고. 자, 그 다음에는 to be of something descent.
Yeah. So we said that Christopher Columbus was of Jewish descent, but if you are of something descent, like, we are of Korean descent,
Yep.
it means the state or fact of being related to a particular person or group of people who lived in the past.
어디 혈통이다라는 뜻입니다. 물론 이제 한국에는 좀 압도적으로 한국 혈통이면서 한국 사람인 사람이 많으니까 우리가 두 개를 구분해서 말하는 경우가 많지는 않지만 이제 전 세계적으로 봤을 때는 혈통은 이제 뭐 예를 들어서 한국계 미국인 뭐 이런 식으로 유대계 뭐 스페인 사람 이런 식으로 혈통과 그다음에 그 출신 국가가 다른 경우 많아요.
Of course,
그래서 지금 그런 얘기로 보시면 되겠습니다. All right. Well, here's the headline again. Scientists in Spain say they have confirmed that Christopher Columbus's remains are buried in Seville Cathedral and that the 15th century explorer was of Jewish descent and originally from Spain, not Italy. Now let's move on to the next headline, another mystery.
Yes. The discovery of a preserved boot believed to belong to Andrew Sandy Irvine, who disappeared while attempting to climb Everest 100 years ago, could potentially help solve one of mountaineering's biggest mysteries.
100년 전 인물인 앤드류 어바인의 것으로 추정되는 한쪽 발 유해가 발견됐습니다. 그는 과거 에베레스트 등정 도중 실종됐던 등반가로 이번 발견으로 산악계의 최대 수수께끼 중 하나가 해결될 가능성이 열렸습니다. So exactly 100 years ago in 1924, Andrew Irvine, better known as Sandy Irvine, went missing.
Yep.
And he went missing while he was climbing Mount Everest.
That's right. Right. So what happened was last month, a team of climbers who were filming a National Geographic documentary, they happened to stumble on a preserved boot that was revealed by melting ice on a glacier. And the boot is believed to belong to Andrew Sandy Irvine, who disappeared while attempting to climb Everest back in June of 1924 with his partner, George Mallory. So this discovery could potentially help solve one of mountaineering's biggest mysteries, whether or not this pair succeeded in becoming the first people to summit Everest 29 years before Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay reached the top. So this is the big question that everyone's asking. And they say that a number of people have searched for Irvine's body over the years, partly because the 22-year-old is said to have been carrying a camera with an undeveloped film inside, potentially with a photograph of the pair at the summit. So this is what they are looking for. And, the family of Irvine, they've given a DNA sample to help confirm that there was a foot inside the boot.
Yep.
So they've given permission to make sure that the foot is indeed Irvine's. But the filmmaking team that discovered the boot say that they are fairly confident that it belongs to the mountaineer because they found the sock inside the boot and it had the name tag stitched into it with the words AC Irvine
Exactly. 네. 자, 부츠가 하나 발견이 됐습니다. 네, 이 부츠 안에는 양말이 있고요. 그 양말에 이름이 이제 자수로 새겨져 있습니다. A.C. Irvine 이렇게요. 그래서 앤드류 어바인의 full name이 앤드류 컨윈 샌디 어바인이라고 했나요? 네, 그래서 A.C. 요 약자가 예, 딱 맞습니다. 그렇게 되면은 이제 100년 전에 실종이 됐기 때문에 에베레스트 등정을 제대로 이제 완주했는지 우리가 지금 확실치는 않지만
sure.
만약에 했다 그러면 최초의 등반가가 되는 거래요. 그러니까 이런 미스테리를 풀 수 있는 어떤 문이 열렸다 이렇게 보고 있는 거고 그때 당시에 22살이었답니다. Andrew Irvine 굉장히 젊었는데 카메라를 가지고 있었대요. 그래서 이 카메라는 아직 못 찾은 거죠?
They said that they were looking around nearby where they found the boot, but you know everything's kind of frozen up and then it's thawed, so I don't think they were able to find anything else. But I'm sure a lot of they will be looking around the area to see if they can find anything more.
Exactly. All right, so the boot was preserved.
Yeah, when something is preserved, it means it's been maintained or something has been maintained in its original or existing state.
보존됐다, preserved. Preserved. And something could potentially help solve a mystery.
Yeah, so when we say potentially, it means with the capacity to develop or happen in the future. And help, of course, it means to make it easier for someone to do something. So when something can potentially help, it means it could maybe help.
잠재적으로 무엇을 하다, potentially, help, 돕다. 어쩌면은 도움이 될 수 있겠다라고 이렇게 해석을 할 수 있어요. Potentially, this person, this child could become a Nobel laureate.
Yeah.
이렇게 아마 뭐 좀 보는 눈이 있는 사람들은 한강 작가에 대해서 이렇게 말하지 않았을까요?
Yeah, maybe Hangang's father thought that too.
of course, why
maybe my
not?
daughter could become a future Nobel laureate.
Potentially. 이렇게 생각하는 분들 분명히 계셨을 것 같습니다. And it's become a reality now. 자, 그러면 다시 읽어볼게요. The discovery of a preserved boot believed to belong to Andrew Sandy Irvine, who disappeared while attempting to climb Everest 100 years ago, could potentially help solve one of mountaineering's biggest mysteries. Let's move on to the final headline.
Archaeologists have discovered a secret tomb beneath the ancient city of Petra, Jordan, containing at least 12 human skeletons and artifacts estimated to be at least 2,000 years old.
요르단의 고대 도시 유적 페트라에서 비밀 무덤이 발견돼 최소 12구의 유골과 적어도 2000년은 된 것으로 보이는 유물이 출토됐습니다.
Yeah.
Wow.
So lots of news that could potentially change what's written in history books, I guess. So this expedition, they were studying the treasury of Petra, which is called Kazna. And this comes after years of speculation that two tombs found below the left side of the monument back in 2003 were not the only secret underground chambers. And this theory, of course, wasn't confirmed until now. So while many tombs uncovered within Petra are found empty or disturbed, they actually found this chamber was filled with complete skeletal remains and grave goods made from bronze, iron, and ceramic. And the intact burial found beneath the treasury provides a rare insight into the lives of the Nabateans, or the ancient Arabian nomads whose desert kingdom thrived during the 4th century BC to AD 106.
Now, is this right? This was a filming location for the movie Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, the pink, you see it very often, you know, when I think it's one of the most popular tourist sites in Jordan. And it's made of this pink sort of stone. It looks pink.
Interesting.
Yeah.
영화 촬영지이기도 했고요. 이렇게 페트라 아래 비밀 무덤이 발견이 됐습니다.
Yeah.
영화 관계자들은 모르고 촬영을 했을 텐데
Probably not,
그냥
yeah.
그런 분위기가 있어서 왠지 여기에 그 영화 인디아나 존스와 너무 어울리는 분위기다 싶어서 수십 년 전에 거기서 촬영을 했겠죠.
Well, it does kind of look like something secret might be hidden there.
Exactly. All right, so if something is beneath, what does that mean?
It means it's under or directly underneath, typically within close contact.
Okay. There's that saying, live beneath your means. And in that case, it's not physical, but it means if you earn, let's say, $100, don't spend the $100. Spend
a little
much
less.
less.
Yes.
Or a little less,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
그래요. beneath는 아래라는 뜻이 있습니다. 그래서 spend beneath your means라는 거는 우리가 그냥 어떤 그 경제적으로 우리가 좀 참고할 만한 조언 같은 건데 내가
means not to overspend.
그렇죠. 내가 버는 것보다 훨씬 적게 써라 라는 그런 의미로 아래라는 단어가 beneath 거기도 들어갑니다.
Save up means
Yes.
to save up.
That's right. What's an artifact?
Yes, artifact. It's an object that's been made by a human being, typically an item of cultural or historical interest.
유물이죠. 역사적인, 문화적인 의미가 있는 그런 유물, artifact. 자, 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. Archaeologists have discovered a secret tomb beneath the ancient city of Petra, Jordan, containing at least 12 human skeletons and artifacts estimated to be at least 2,000 years old. Well, that's it for the headlines this morning with Karen.